with the team, because it's really like I'm trying to keep up with everything, but I'm really not good, and I don't know, taking it day by day. It's better than last week, but last week was like next level bad. Like I was just out, completely out for an entire business week.
Do
It's
you know
okay.
what you do you know what you have, or is it just something that's
I think it's a flu.
passing through?
Actually, a lot of people I know are sick right now. Not with COVID, so it's flu season. I think it was like
Yeah,
being under three blankets with a hoodie, shivering, can't get
in the
warm.
summer.
Yeah,
Mm.
like the really really extreme. So I'm a little bit better, but I'm like I wanted to first off I would just want to be here and like connect with everyone. And also for me it's frankly a sync up because I'm like just I want to
Yeah.
trying to get back into things. Pick up what I can. But I was like completely incapacitated last week. So I like showed up for the community call and I like read the slide and I was like, wow, my voice sounds like I'm dying. Like, and here's the updates. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back to bed now.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
thank you, Ahmad, also for your support last week with I heard you guys had a good call last week.
Yeah. Oh, that was
Um
great.
yeah. And been reading through things. So yeah, basically um yeah, the goal of the call today is to sync up from everything from last week. I feel like I've been out for like 2 weeks suddenly, or like a week and a half, so I'm trying to see like what's where we're at with everything. And because there were a lot of items on the agenda from last week, which I think you kind of just merged like the notes into the agenda, um with like how you were note taking last week, Ahmad. So I wasn't sure what parts of it to like delete and what parts are like still relevant. So a lot of it I think we can just like breeze through today. Like if there's things that are clearly like, like where we know what's going on with them, we can just like move past them. But I didn't want to accidentally remove something. Um and then we can go through GitHub. So thanks everyone for joining. And I'm still on the recovery path, but definitely want to be here, get up to speed on things. And I would say we will start with a round of intentions and distractions. And I will also just share my screen real quick. I sure 1 second. Okay, yeah, I'll jump to the agenda here. Okay, perfect. So um, I'll just start. So it's easiest. Yes, my intention is to sync up after being out all last week sick, and no distractions other than feeling like I'm half a human. It's fine. And really nice to see all of you. And I will pass it. I guess I'll pass it to you, Sim. All right.
Okay. Cool. My intentions are to find out what's happening on a couple of points. I haven't added them to the agenda yet, but I will. But in terms of some processes, last week we spoke about the content flow. So I just want to ask a couple of questions about that. Our social media planning. I know that Claire is still away, even though she's busy with that, but our influence and media outreach with Almond, which is she's busy heading up, and then just to find out a question around the project owners 101 video. So those are my intentions, and no distractions today. And I'm going to pass to Ahmad.
Yeah, thanks, Sim. Welcome back, Corey. Hope you're feeling better. My intentions are to go through what we discussed last week and just follow up on everything. And also I do want to talk about the session that we're planning in about 2 hours for Amplitude. So I hope that all of you can make it for that as well. And I'm not distracted. I'll pass it on to Nicola.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I have also my voice cracked. Kind of a flu. Oh, it's just a cold. It's been getting a little funky. Um, Other than that, I'm feeling great. I enjoyed some time off. I'm excited to be back, and my intentions for the call are just to sync up and see where you're at, guys, and um, give you a heads up that I'm planning a first Kickstarter meet the makers call. We're trying to start things like get together the team and create the plan so that I can come here and show you guys and co-create with you some magic on the call. I'm distracted just by my friend who sometimes just walks by. But
Okay. And by the way, your audio
yeah,
is a bit sketchy, so I caught half of. I heard something maker, something, something. Do you think you could say it again, just really fast?
yeah, I'm here. My intentions for the core are to sync up, see where you're at, guys, and also just give a heads up that this week I'm organizing a first Meet the Makers Kickstarter call. Anybody who is interested to get into the coordination team and support, feel free to join and DM me. I'll let you know when and where. And I'm excited to bring a plan actually within next week or two to the comms call and show you guys the plan. Yeah, was it better? I'm passing on to Sika.
Thanks, Nicola. Hi, everybody. Yeah, so I'm sorry I don't turn on my video. It's kind of like Nicola just there. It's a better connection if I don't, but I'm happy to see all of you. So yeah, just syncing up, and one quick I have is to re-find the link for the doc for that new idea of keeping us all kind of on the same page as to what we're working on in doing that sort of regularly. You mentioned that last week, Ahmad, and I lost track actually where that doc is. I could probably find it, but and then no distractions. And I will pass to Tropical Mango.
Is the link that you're looking for the team capacity check-in doc on the agenda?
Thank you. Yeah.
I think it's that, yeah.
All right, thanks, guys. So I just came off the other call, but maybe it's good to mention it on this call here too. I wanted to share that there's a couple projects open for feedback, comments, ideas. One would be, let me just get that up. One would be the Give Power delegation. It's an epic now, and it's got all the issues listed. So if you want to jump in, help out, feedback, anything we miss, that's would be really great. I think I just got heard the timeline is about a month, so we have some time we're still good. And then maybe about 3 weeks, I think Katavi said. Correct me if I'm wrong, Katavi. I think you said like 3 weeks out, start promoting, start getting that done. So that's one piece. The other piece is the Crypto Philanthropy 101. For those of you guys that don't know, it's like a grassroots, local outreach kind of vibe. Instead of doing things online and virtual, it's more face-to-face idea. I've pitched some meetup group owners, and I'm having a lunch date next week with one of them. He runs like a pretty big community here, and so he's open to hearing kind of my pitch about it. And the other group owner already gave me a yes, but he's away, so I'm gonna go through that prezzo. That's why I would love your feedback. Check it out, check out the approach, see if anything's missing, anything you want to add in. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, if this baby works, we get people interested, people signing up, people asking questions, we get feedback. I think it's like a win-win either way. We either get feedback from the community or we get people actually joining and excited about it and jumping in. So I think it'll be really good. So that's the Crypto Philanthropy 101 deck. It's linked out. Katabi created like a presentations folder. So if you go in there, you'll see it. I've also shared it in the channel. So you can check out the Communitas channel and the Communications channel. Then the last thing is, after somebody makes a donation, we have like, thanks, you donated, here's your transaction, and share this on social. Those are like the two call to actions, I think. I got to check. It's been a little while since I looked at it, but I think when I first mapped it out, that was it. And so what I envision is like a full landing page that tells them thank you for the donation, gives that information, like, transaction history is kind of like a receipt, but then it has a video, a little bit of an onboarding video, kind of saying like, hey, thanks for the donation, here's how to get the most out of Giveth, kind of thing. And it walks them through, now you qualify for give tokens, like, you're being rewarded, here's how you can grow your earnings, here's how you join the community, here's, share it out with a friend. So take a look at that. It's not really meant to compete against the existing setup because the existing setup is completely different. It's meant to be more like something we would test in tandem or just completely alone. It wouldn't really replace or try to tweak. As I think somebody was commenting like, it's a bit too long. And it's like, no, because it's not really meant to squeeze into that tiny little box we have now. It's meant to be like more like a landing page. And a completely separate split test. So just keep that in mind when you're reviewing. I think it would be good to test this kind of long form version. And then, I just saw it like before the call. So I think, Nicola, was that you commenting or somebody else? I don't know. They were good.
Katya, actually, did you add this to the agenda for today? The topic? Like maybe we could just finish the rounds of like check-ins first.
Sorry guys. I completely jumped it. I'm so sorry. I just realized
I feel like being very like I'm not in the mind, like I'm not taking, I don't know, I just noticed that with myself.
No, that is me. I haven't had a good sleep and I think my mind jumped to I'm very sorry. That's
okay.
it.
Maybe
sorry.
It's okay, but if we can, we can make sure it gets in front of, sorry.
I'm so sorry. I just came off the call and we just finished talking about the projects and that's why my mind flipped to that. I'm very sorry. Zip, next. Sorry.
No worries, all good. It's a good distraction. I'll write it down as your distraction. You're very focused on that right now. It's good. Let's talk about it. Cool. Do you want to pass it to somebody?
Sorry about this. My bad, Katabi.
Yeah. First, don't quote me on the 4 weeks for the delegation for Give Power. I don't know, but this is just a time frame that I'm seeing from the dev calls that I've been on.
I think they said like middle of September at the earliest. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think middle of September it's going to be only like Give Power, but without delegation. I think, but this is just Kotave rambling and thinking, right? Don't quote me on that. Anyways, but it is. I appreciate. Okay, I'm not going to go too much into the details. We'll talk about all the things that Tropical Mango brought and praise for all the work that she's doing on the call. My intentions is just focus on priorities for communications and see how to move those things forward. And I have no distractions. And I'll pass it to Jake.
Hey, I joined a little bit late. The intentions for me is to just stay afloat with everything in comms. Distractions, I'm a little tired and my throat is sore. Since I joined so late, I'll throw it back to you, Corey, on who goes next.
Sure. Do we Ben's here? No. Franco, I think you're up.
Yep. Hello, everyone. Intentions for the call, just catching up with everything that's going on and see where I can jump in to help out. And that's it. No distractions. A lot of sore throats around, huh? Like seems everyone has a cold. Anyways, I'll pass it to Jess.
Okay, thanks. All right, I think, do we have everyone? Did everyone go? Almond.
Yeah, thank you. Super fast. My intentions would be to get your feedback in some of the items that I've been working on and some of the issues, to check if the Google Docs that I made with copies for promoting the AMAs are a good for you, a good workflow and no distractions.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, we can check on the workflow. Just to be clear, like checking on individual issues, like could be too time intensive, right, for a call like this. But if you mean like just confirming like that the flow makes sense, like the way you've done it, like that's totally fine. Let's do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Sweet. Right. So we've got a bunch of stuff on the agenda. And like I said, one thing I just wanted to clarify was like what here is still relevant. If it's just like if these things are being worked on and we have a flow going on in on the board, then it's not something we need to spend time on specifically in this call. But I think so. Yeah, it's just to knock off really quick with the amplitude analytics, since we have a session scheduled for today. Ahmad, you just mentioned it, and I think just to hack that off really quick, like, is everyone aware that there's a call scheduled in 2 hours from now? Like a little. Yeah. Okay. So
You should
whoever's
have gotten the email with it. Otherwise, there is the Google Meet link. But Franco, I did send you one directly because you had answered to the doodle.
Yeah,
But I'll...
you did send it to me.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying you didn't have it.
Oh, no, sorry. No, I have it. Don't worry.
Otherwise, if anyone else wants to join, I can tag you in that. Just ping me. Just message me and I'll make sure that you've got the link as well. Otherwise, just a hack session to explore amplitude, so we can also give feedback after the call. It's really a first session, so that's what it's about.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do my best to join that because I'm curious, like, about the analytics that can be pulled from that. For instance, I put up a post on Twitter like a week or two ago showing that like July was our highest grossing month of the ever, actually, in terms of like donations received, which was pulled from like a different website. But it seems like, yeah, Amplitude may be able to give us like a lot more detail, like month to month, on like how things are going, which can be really cool reports that we could pull to like communicate out, right? So from a comms perspective, like getting, everyone being sort of savvy on like what analytics would be like really interesting to share on a regular basis with, or when we see something like really great, that we want to highlight, like that would be, I think, like the main purpose, right? So
yeah, also, sorry, one more thing is, not to spoil the session, but there's also like a large part of the meeting where we have to figure out what do we want to add, because at the moment we're not tracking that much through Amplitude and we could track a lot more. So but in order to do that, we have to know what we want to track, and then we have to have the dev team basically add certain things on the website so we could track that. So yeah, anyway, we'll go over that in the meeting.
Okay, cool. FYI, if you're able to join, the more heads the better, I think, for that purpose. And
before the meeting, I'll put together a slides doc with some initial thoughts on important metrics that I can think of. So if anyone has more, I'll share the doc and we can just add to it and then use that as the starting point for our call.
Okay, awesome. Cool. Yeah, and then regarding I just wanted to check in quickly on the Zodiac wiki. I saw that there was definitely some movement on that. Thanks so much. Franco, I believe you were working on this, right?
Yeah, so I made the library entry on the Zodiac wiki. So basically,
Yep.
it's on. Like, if you go, let's scroll down, like the links there, and it's just like a Giveth handbook kind of like thing. It's a link to the docs site, and then like a very brief description of the DAO, like what Giveth is. So it's
Yeah.
basically like a library of like different documentations of different DAOs, and everyone is posting their docs or like their handbook, and this is ours, and it's online. It's like a kind of like a Wikipedia situation where like anyone can just like make an entry. Yeah, that's the one that I did.
And
Yeah.
Franco, can I ask a question? Can you just scroll down to the bottom there? I was curious what it shows for. Does it show who edited it? No. And
No.
was there like an approval period? Were you waiting at all after you submitted that, or it was sort of
Yeah.
instant? I'm just curious if it gets reviewed.
Yeah, it was pretty quick though. Like I submitted it, and like maybe like 2 or 3 minutes after, it was like already online. It says like it's like pending approval, but then like the approval was like 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay, interesting. Thanks.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, the categories are also interesting.
I think it's like open to edit it as well. Like it's not like something that stays like that. Like I can like find out a way to edit it, and we can add more categories if anyone like is interested in adding like any other category. Like the nonprofit and the donations category was like not it's not like a category that there's anything in it. So like I put it in, but like it's like you can make up your own categories there.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking like refi, like impact DAO, or
Okay.
like this kind of stuff, It just depends. It actually like depends on, I guess, I haven't looked at that myself, right? Like if there's already populated categories, if there's popular ones, or to to make it more findable in a sense, right?
Yeah.
And of course they should be very relevant.
It's a pretty new website, so there's
Yeah.
limited things, like there's not much going on there.
That
We can definitely make up as many categories as we want. So if you want to include any new category, just put it on the GitHub issue, and I can add them.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And the year is another thing too, right? Is that just like 2016?
Should we put it? Like I didn't know the year, sorry.
Or maybe it's the year of the handbook. Okay. But yeah, in general, that's very cool. So don't want to get too in the weeds on it. But that's awesome. Thanks for doing that. And then I think there was just this other component of wasn't it two, or this was the first part?
Yeah. Sorry. The other one was like the patterns, like a section. I'm still working on that one. I was thinking about adding the praise system that we use here. And yeah, I'm just working kind of like in a description of the praise system that we use, so we can add that to the other like part of the website, which is one is a library and the other one is patterns.
Okay.
I mean, the phrase. So I was mentioning to you previously, Franco, if we want to add praise, that can definitely get pretty complicated. And I wonder if it might be good to connect with Comment Stack on that, because they are kind of the ones who are in charge of praise, you might say.
Yeah. I was actually doing the research through Common Stack, so like kind of like
Oh, great.
describe it. Yeah. Don't worry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the way, Franco, just because it looks like this went through the review process and everything, just a friendly reminder, like make sure to move this issue to like review QA, like when you want something reviewed, because right now we have it like an in progress status, which means you're working on it.
Yeah, just didn't know if like to move it or not, because the other part is not yet done, like the pattern.
You can always move it back and forth, right? So you could put it in review, and then once it's reviewed, like and you're like, okay, I'm working on something else, or the next part of it. Yeah. It just kind of helps to understand, because that's what I was wondering, like where it was at.
Yeah. No, perfect. Yeah, I just didn't know, like, but thank you for the clarification. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, cool. So all right, so that's on track. That's awesome. Thank you. And Right, the refi NFT Twitter space. I mean, Almond, you and I connected on that. I saw like yeah, the tweets that were kind of prepared for it. Kotabe also had some additional ideas for this, which I think I'll just copy paste them into the issue actually for you. But Kotabe had some, I mean, if you want to speak to it directly yourself, please go ahead. But I thought there were some really good ideas on like how to bring more awareness to the Twitter space through tagging like organizations involved with mental health that aren't confirmed, but like finding some smart way to tag them in one of these tweets, right, to sort of encourage them to join. Or maybe there's a way to incorporate a tweet like just about mental health being important as these organizations already know, you know, just sort of something that kind of pings them that we're doing a Twitter space. We could get creative with that.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the only so my kind of like the goal that I think that it's it's a nice goal to have, since Refi NFT is organizing this auction for mental health project, is to engage more the projects, because I do believe that we don't have such a strong relationship with projects. Like they put themselves in platform, and then the makers channel is a bit empty. So I think that we need to have some work on them being more active and finding these opportunities. With the previous event that Refi NFT organized, um, I mean, they ended up raising like 9K, and I think it was only about six environmental projects from Giveth that participated, or something like that. And they only needed to like tweet something. There was one project that just came on board, and they tweeted, and then they got like 2K. So I think these are great opportunities that projects are missing, because they are not so engaged. And my idea is just how do we get them more engaged. So what I suggested is maybe on one Twitter thread, as you said, Corey, just talking about the opportunity and about mental health, and say, hey, these projects that are on Giveth, would you like to come into the Twitter space to talk more about what they're doing, um, to get some, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to word it right now, but basically, get awareness on the space and make this auction a success for all parties involved. And you also reach out to them through email, because I think this is a very specific niche opportunity. I only identified like 14 organizations that will benefit from this. So yeah, we were discussing on how to kind of like test the waters and see how many projects would like to be on Twitter Spaces.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'll add what you sent me like into the issue, and then we can think about the best way to ping them, like maybe just doing some outreach really quick, like you said, through DMs or something this today and tomorrow morning. Just inviting them to join. Or another option could be like a tweet where we're like something about mental health, and then praising these various organizations that we've seen like working on that. And then a second tweet being like, by the way, we'll be doing a Twitter space tomorrow on mental health, you know, like kind of like like we just kind of throw it in as like a second tweet in a thread. So, but the first one just focusing on the topic itself, and like tagging, complimenting those organizations, you know. I think some of that could maybe go a long way as well.
I like that flow because it gives a little bit of context. It doesn't just announce that this is happening. Maybe we could apply that same flow to other events that we have. We kind of started off that way.
Yeah.
Should
Yeah, but
we
let's
send?
Sorry, go ahead.
Should we send an email like to these organizations just to see like how much do they want to get involved, and with which ones we can count on for organizing maybe other spaces?
You mean, yeah, I mean, I think reaching out through I think reaching out directly is like the most effective usually. So yeah, email or Twitter DMs. I think for sure, like establishing contact that way is like always a good way to go.
Awesome. Then
Like
I can draft an email and add it on the issue and get approval and send it.
Yeah, I think we can do that really fast, it's an easy way for them to join. And anytime someone else joins the space, their entire network sees that they're in that space. So it gives the whole thing a lot more exposure. Like it's really smart that we yeah, try at least a bit more outreach. I think that's an awesome idea. Okay, cool. So then yeah, I'll add that in. Okay, sweet. Okay, cool. And then we have the project owners one-on-one course. Just a quick check-in on that. I mean, if we're flowing with this, we don't need to spend like too much time on it, but just wanted to see if there's any support needed still or anything we need to yeah, just check in on that. So let me just pull it up really quick.
I have a question. On the one I'm about to record, I feel that there's some parts that won't be recording of my screen time, but rather slides. Is there a slide template that I need to use for that to rather put some points down?
Yeah, we do have a set template. I can share it with you.
Okay, awesome.
I'll put it on the chat here. Let me just
Thank
pull it
you.
up. No worries.
Yeah, I also have one comment regarding that. I already recorded two of the videos. One, I need to do some extra fixes that Ahmad shared. And the other one is regarding verification. Nicola is helping me with that because it's a new workflow, as you know, and she's also going to check the Medium text that you requested, Corey, because I think this is kind of incomplete. But Nicola said, and I think that she's right, that maybe on that we really need to be clear on the video. And I think that sometimes because of my accent, some parts are not clear. So I just wonder if someone could record the voice and I can just like put it on the video, because I think especially with that would be better if a native speaker recorded to be more clear to the people that want info around that.
Can I talk to that? I think you have a beautiful voice, and I think you could totally do it. And I'm encouraging you to do it. The only thing that I said was just a little bit of a practice of the pronunciation would help. And I would love to see you doing it, really, Almond. It's not like you should take it off. You should just like, I'm encouraging you actually to do it.
I agree. You have a beautiful voice. Yeah, and you would pronounce it perfectly. And
Yeah, I
you'd
think you
rock
sound
it.
great. Like there was never anything that you said that I didn't understand. So.
Same. I don't you accent wise, I don't feel that you I mean, that's my opinion. I think your accent's very clear.
Cool, I
Yeah,
can give it a
you
try.
can
I
do
was
it.
just like thinking that for us to have that info clear to the users or the audience, maybe that was better. But sure, I can give it a try. And Nicola, thank you for adding those more info to the script.
So, okay, and just to check in here, like the issues that we have, in the epic, they all have, yeah, okay, we have one that's closed. Most of these are assigned. This one, for example, though, has no assignee.
Actually, that one is basically done. Yeah, it doesn't have an assignee, but it's Almond recorded it already, and it looks good.
Yeah, we
The
kind of
field
just
line and
went
everything.
through, right? All right, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to clean up a little bit. So yeah, these are the kind of things like we just need to improve a little bit on managing the board. It's not a big deal, but it kind of is, you know, like we just have to, because then we have like a little bit of a clear overview. But okay, yeah, we've been review QA. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna put it to you, Almond, for now, but I guess it's actually like a few. Sweet. Yeah, so I mean, like, I guess that's my question. Like, I kind of like look at these types of things, and from this view, I'm trying to assess like where we're at with it, right? Like how close we are to being done. So what is your judgment on this? Like, if we look into each one of these individually, like, are there any like actual blockers right now for any of these issues that someone's aware of?
Yeah, there's a couple that we're waiting for people that are in the verification team to help us out with. So mainly Nicola and Ashley. I mean, just because like we really want their feedback because they're the ones that work with the project. So we want to make sure that it has the, like the exact right information.
That makes sense.
On that note, is there any other one besides the verification, how to get verified, and the script that I should look and provide my feedback?
Yeah, I think the policy one, the walkthrough of setting up a project, and I think, the verification. Those are the three main ones, I think.
Okay, I can promise to work on this till the end of this week, and let's say final touch-ups could be done during the next week. I guess, that's my prediction.
I mean, like, you don't have to record the video. I mean, like just to get your feedback on like the
Yeah.
content, basically.
Yes, thank you. I wasn't aware of the other one, so I'm gonna make sure to go in there and check it out.
Yeah, cool. And I saw also, how did I lose GitHub now? Yeah. So, and also, just checking in on like, we have like the intro to course. Is this like okay, it's not a new one that's been added. It's just one that's not assigned yet. But like you said, once we know like what everything is final, do we still want to wait until everything is finalized before we proceed with this one? Like, do you think
Assign that one to me. I can take on this one, and I can start it now.
Okay, thanks. Throw you into this one. Okay, great. Yeah, and so this brings me also really quick to, there were these two issues from last week that I had to throw your way because I was dying. But there was, for instance, we had this new project verification flow update, which obviously impacts the donor course, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. Like a small section of one of the videos. Yeah.
okay, yeah, all right. And yeah, I was just checking where these were at because, of course, like these are things that we want to communicate sooner than later, since they've already been live. I also had a call with Monique like a couple times last week to kind of sync on how we could have better flow of like understanding when new features and updates are going to be happening like in advance, because we could have prepped this like a little bit more in advance, but it's okay. And I saw that like there was a text being put together for, well, I saw like a tweet thread, but also this blog text, right? Like in the sense like kind of putting this together as a blog post.
Yeah, exactly. That would be the other text that would be super good if Nicola can check out, because I think that there's a lot of information missing. So
Okay, cool. Yep.
Yeah, so on this query, there's like maybe three things that we talked about in the last meeting. So the first one is for this, like these kind of updates, we were thinking it might make sense to have like a weekly or a monthly tweet thread where we say like these are all of the updates that happen on the platform, and then that would be easy to communicate it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is also for this. I think that the main thing we need to update is the docs. Like that's probably like the main area. I mean, like the documentation, docs.giveth.io. Since like that's where people go if they need help with anything as a first stop. So I think like for any of these things, that's probably what we would need to update is the docs. And the third thing, yeah, is like anywhere else that we want to mention it. But I think in this case, it would be, I mean, if we do the idea with the Twitter thread every month, I think that would be enough.
Yeah, it depends, like, right? If things are being released, like we want to let people know as soon as possible, as soon as it's live on the platform, right? So if we like, if something gets released like a week or two after that tweet, like once a month might be too infrequent. But I get what you're saying, you know, kind of like batching some updates together.
Yeah, I mean, like the frequency, we can decide on it, but basically, I mean, there's always new things that we're adding,
Yeah.
like the Angel Vault or anything else, or like a new regen farm, or I mean, like those are simple examples, but then also, yeah, like updates to the categories, updates to the verification forms. So I think it would make sense to have like a constant, update.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. And, or like at least we can have maybe an epic, you can think about how to set that up properly, because it's going to be, there's always going to be like new issues popping up then, like like each one of these is its own issue, but it falls under like product feature releases. And then we can always check that epic to see like what to batch together as an announcement. And some of them, like the verification flow, it seems like it really does, like it should require a longer format post, which is why I'm not sure I would put out a tweet thread about it. I'd rather just put out a tweet that links to the long format. Like that was the idea. Yeah. And then so yeah, it would be great, Nicola, to, I think I would prioritize this over the donor 101 reviews for a minute, because like we really should put this out because it's been a couple of weeks. So if this gets reviewed and approved like relatively quickly, like I can put out a tweet linking to if we put this on Medium, right?
Okay, so just
Yeah,
for,
you think?
can I just ask here? I had some internet connection, so I'm not sure that I got everything, but are you telling me that I should prioritize this verification flow document and do that thing first, right?
That's
Yeah.
that's my understanding of like, I don't know, Ahmad, you just said something, so please go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I was just thinking like I don't know if it like honestly warrants a blog post just because like I don't know, usually our blog posts are pretty in depth and, like pieces of content. So I don't know, for this I think like I said, I mean, it might make more sense just to put it on the documentation.
Oh, I see. I see what you mean. And linking to the documentation for that update. Yeah. I think as long as it's like it's easy for projects to understand and it's in a very like easy to read format, with like, and I think screenshots are good, or a few or whatever, then the idea is just not to have it as a tweet. So it's like a walkthrough.
Yeah, I can update on this. Speaking of the docs, I've already found some places and I are updating the docs. Speaking of the verification form, and just like making sure that it's up to date with the changes. So I myself know that I also am looking for a couple more places where to spot the type form, because we have still some things linked to the type form. So we're receiving the applications in both admin bro and type form. So there's some, I am continuously working and on feedback and gathering the stuff around this new verification tab. And as well, I remember Ashley showed me how to fork or how to edit in our docs, in a Giveth docs, to do it through the GitHub. So this is the way I create the changes and submit for somebody else's review. So I'm working on that, and I can totally help with getting feedback on this document. But I also think that the video how to get verified that is actually being done by Almond right now will be just so much more better than these docs, because it will walk through visually and audio wise through the whole process, and it's going to be cool. So I feel that it's going to be out.
That makes sense. I think it's a good combo. Like, we do the video, it's part of the video anyway for the donor course, but in the meantime, we just update the documentation. Like, doing both, makes sense, because we have to have it in documentation, right? From my understanding, like, you need to have everything in there, but then the explainer will be like the more friendly walkthrough.
Yeah, and we have a lot of links that are linked to the docs and are bringing to the sections about verification. So that one is actually, I would say, it's pretty good. I'm going to go one more time over it and see if I can find still some places, but like right now, verification section should be updated on the docs.
Okay. Cool. Perfect. So that's basically good to go. At least in terms of, like, I just would like to provide like an update to the community, even if just linking to the docs for now. And it's just going to be a really simple tweet. I would just put it out for now because it's been live for a while, and we should just let people know before we set up like a regular tweet for this kind of thing. And then it's the same for like the multiple addresses to receive funds. That was just the other one I like really quickly wanted to understand. And like I saw like there was like a tweet thread that was written for it. I was looking through that a bit, but is that what you guys kind of decided last week, to just stick with that? I wasn't sure from reading the notes here in the agenda.
Yeah, I think similarly, we need to update the documentation, and
Okay.
yeah, I think that the tweet thread idea, like I said, it might make more sense just to say, we have some exciting updates on our platform over this last month. Here are like a couple of new features that we have on Giveth, and like just explain both of them,
Yeah, so maybe then both of them can be put together. Okay, that's fine. So, all right, cool.
Sorry about the thing that you have there, like the multiple addresses. I already created this Giveth, like the change for the Giveth docs. I already made like a thing, like that's what Ahmad asked me to do, and it's there. It needs to be reviewed. It's very simple. Like, it's not very like complex. It's a very simple doc. It's right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. Sorry, there's so many links here. It was this one, right? No, that's just a generic one. Here, this one. Okay. All right. Yeah, so maybe a matter of, we could do maybe that first tweet this week, then batching the two updates together and linking to the docs. That might be more effective than an individual tweet thread. Okay, that's fine. I can work with that. Thanks for clarifying that. Tweets. And I just saw this note, like, more sound bites. So this is also again, if we don't need to go over this right now, we can just like skip over this for the agenda right now. But that's what I'm saying. I wasn't entirely sure.
Yeah, like
If
this
you
was the closed issue, so I wanted to see if we should reopen it or maybe make a new issue for this. Since Kotavi said maybe we could soundbite his talk, and then there's the other talk that Griff gave as well that we didn't soundbite yet.
Yeah, so that other talk has its own issue. If there's any other new talks or Kotabi's like, we should create a new issue. I don't know if we should keep, right?
Yeah,
I think,
I mean, we should close it for sure. Make a new one if you want.
yeah, I think it's already closed. So yeah. But sound bites are great. Like posting them on Twitter has been nice. A couple of them have gotten some nice engagement. So I think they're really cool. And it's also a
Awesome.
very,
So
very nice format.
so I can like just copy, create new issue, paste, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe give me a tag also so I can see it and make the soundbite.
Yeah. I don't think it's urgent. Just like if there's ever kind of like need for content, that it's some good content to have.
Totally. Yeah, we can transcribe it
Also,
and create sound bites.
also on that note, since we're already kind of like talking about content, I created an issue and I can paste it here. Oh, I think it's already there about this recurring content. Can you go down a little bit, Corey?
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant
Yeah, I added the link to your issue, Kotabe, here. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was like just exactly what you just said right now, right? There are these new things on the platform and like platform updates that can be maybe every month or something like that. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, I like it. We've been, doing the farms one on Friday. I mean, if too many of them are scheduled out, then it becomes really like repetitive every week, right? But I think a lot of it's good to have regularly scheduled topics, and we'll always have new stuff under them.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's great. And also thinking about beyond Twitter, right? So LinkedIn, some of these might be like thinking about what we could put out on LinkedIn and Facebook is also really nice. Because, putting the farms APR on LinkedIn doesn't really work very well, in my opinion, like for content or Facebook, but some of the other ones for sure. Especially monthly stats. Like that's great,
Yeah.
I had a small comment about this, Corey. So, like for example, like the region farm thing, or like any other place where we could mention someone else. I think, I mean, it would be useful to do that just so they can, share it with their own audience as well, and grow the reach. So, like for example, like one of the region farm people, Cult DAO, they have like a really active Twitter following. So I'm sure
Yeah.
like if you like tag them, they would, go crazy about it,
Yeah, you mentioned that to me like like a minute before this call started. So I'm gonna see if I can add in. You kind of have to do it in a smooth way, otherwise it's just sort of like, yeah, but I can totally add like another tweet. I mean, this is the way it's always good to think this way, right? Like how we could get more people involved.
Yeah, and like also for example for like project verification, like same thing, if we like all the projects that are verified, like we mentioned them and tag them on Twitter also, so
Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, and this is something we can add to the content planning, which is also something, I think Sim, you mentioned this, that we wanted to touch on or see where we were at with that, right? Because it's kind of relevant, especially to these topics.
Yeah, it is. When we look at the content planning document, where it's got those columns, we can then decide, does it only live on Twitter? Can we reframe it? Maybe the farm's APR. I'm not actually sure what the details are of that. But is there a way we can put that in layman's terms for the LinkedIn audience? We can decide that when we talk about all of the topics in that content planner. If it's just got the content tag that Ahmad set up. I'm actually not sure how it would work for individual topics within that one topic, though. It'd have to be split out, right?
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. I think we probably need to do like a session on this.
Yeah, but once we've got that process down, it will become a lot easier to then tackle all the content that we feel is worthwhile putting out, and then just deciding which channels it should go on, setting deadlines for those, you know, and people know that they're in charge of those channels.
Yeah. What does everybody else think in terms of content planning?
I also agree on that. Same actually is related to what I wanted to bring to the table today, because we want to start promoting the AMAs on a weekly basis. A lot of people have questions regarding the Giveth economy or their projects at ETC, and we don't have really like a good attendance because we believe people really don't know that call exists, and we would like that to be promoted weekly. So I'm not sure. I already made this document with some copies, but I don't know if that is going to work only on Twitter, or if the communication team believe that would be better on other channels as well. So just like I think it would be good for us to have a process, because there's a lot of content happening, and I know there's not much hands making copies and so on. So maybe we could align on what would be the best way to have these being posted.
So I have a comment on that. So if you use OBS, which is the software that we use to record calls, you could actually stream it simultaneously in a lot of different places. So you could have like the AMA on Discord, and then you could simultaneously stream it on Facebook, YouTube, and like a bunch of other places. So that could be something that we could look into.
I think that more than maybe I was not I did not explain it the right way, but we mean that we don't have attendance, like we have 2 people coming weekly, so we would like to promote more on the Giveth channels. I also have some designs ready, but again I would like.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I didn't mean... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, nothing. I was just wondering what would be the best way to help the communication team with this.
Do you have a GitHub issue for this already? Because I read something about this already, so I don't know where I saw it.
Yeah, I already have one. I can find it, but like I would
That's
paste
fine.
it.
I think as long as you have an issue, you could put the designs in there as well if you want. And then I would say, like, for sure, we start promoting them on Twitter. And we actually like can probably just do a repeat tweet on a regular basis, you know, like the day before. It's the reminder. Our AMA is tomorrow, you know? And then like
Exactly.
another one goes out like on Wednesdays right beforehand, like or like come check out our AMA in 2 hours, you know, or like things like this. Like this could be 1 to 2 generic tweets that we can change a couple words in every week, and then that's it. And then that'll be a nice reminder. Because it's true, like everyone tweets about their AMAs.
Yeah, I already put the issue on the chat, and I made a doc with the links with the designs as well in that doc that's on the issue.
Okay.
And yeah, let me know if those copies work. I might already review those, but I can just like keep updating that doc for you to already have the copies just ready to review and then tweet or post.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and move this into like the sprint backlog. I'll put you on this for now, and we just get it reviewed, and then we should be good to go, you know, and then we can make sure it's in the like Twitter pipeline.
Thank you.
Yeah, totally.
The label, would that not need to be content so that it pulls through to that document and we can allocate it?
Yeah, do we want to test that?
Yeah,
with
let's
this
try it
tab?
out.
Yeah, hold on. I have way too many tabs open. This is crazy. Where was this just now? I'm gonna have to re-click that link. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
There had been some added in already. I think Ahmad gave the tag to some last week, but I haven't checked the sheet to see if it pulled through.
Yeah, just using content, right?
I cannot do that. Maybe I don't have the permits, but I cannot add either labels or people in charge of the issue.
Okay, we have to get that fixed. I actually have no idea how to do that, but yeah. Let's make sure we get that. Can you ping me about that, please? As a reminder, then I have it in my DM. Cool. All right, we're hitting over the hour, so I just to take care of everything here and let you guys go. I tried to really catch up on stuff. I'm sorry, Katya, we also didn't get to everything here, but I know you posted in the channel as well.
Oh, good.
And yeah, I think for the sake of everyone's time, I want to let people jump off. But we do have the meeting again in 1 hour. Whoever is able to join, or at least throw things into Sim's document if you want, if you're not able to join the meeting but have some ideas. And yeah, we'll circle back on everything next week. And I'm hoping to be a little bit more alive this week. I'm kind of having to take it day by day right now, and I'm gonna be just spending a lot of time in GitHub the next few days. So apologies if I'm like spamming any of you or just like pinging stuff towards you, but I just trying to get back up to speed and check in on everything and see where I can jump in and help and do a lot of reviewing. So let me know what you need, and I'm here, and it's nice to see you all.
Thanks, Corey.
Thank you. Nice to see you too.
Thanks, Corey.
Thanks,
Good luck.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.